Any of them. I'll fight any of them, anytime, anywhere.
But who's the best matchup for you?
I want to challenge myself against the best in the world, and that's Usyk. Usyk has beaten Joshua, Usyk has beaten Tyson, Usyk has beaten Dubois. He's beaten everyone that's put in front of him, and I want to test myself against him.
They all want to fight you, Oleksandr. Who next?
Maybe it's Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, and Anthony Joshua. Maybe
Joseph Parker has officially called out Oleksandr Usyk, and boxing fans across the globe are divided. On one side, you have those applauding Parker's ambition, claiming it's a necessary challenge at this stage of his career. On the other, there are fans shaking their heads, wondering how on earth Parker plans to outsmart a man who broke down Anthony Joshua twice, dismantled Daniel Dubois, and made it all look effortless. Usyk isn't just a fighter. He's a tactician, a chess master in gloves, a genius in motion. Parker can believe.
I believe wholeheartedly in my ability and what I can do in the ring. I have full confidence that give me a good camp or give me some time to put in the work with Andy Lee and George Lockhart. I want to come up with a good game plan, probably different to everyone else's one, and just
believe in himself all he wants, but belief alone doesn't beat brilliance. This call-out feels less like a genuine threat and more like a desperate reach for the spotlight. Still, Parker isn't backing down. He's made it clear that Usyk is the man he wants next, doubling down on his ambition in interviews and post-fight statements. But let's be honest, this isn't just ambition, it has the taste of desperation. Sharing the ring with Oleksandr Usyk isn't an opportunity, it's a nightmare. The Ukrainian champion isn't just unbeaten, he's virtually untouchable. Parker might be calling him out, but deep down, even he must know what's likely to happen if this fight becomes reality. After a recent win, Parker took the microphone and made his intentions official, saying, "I want it next. You can enjoy this time and I hope you can give me the opportunity." It was the type of post-fight call-out that's designed to create headlines, and to Parker's credit, it did just that. Even Andy Lee, Parker's coach, is backing the idea. But the real question is, how is Lee justifying this push?
The best of their era. Hamza wants to fight Canelo. Joe wants to fight Usyk. We always want to challenge ourselves as fighters, and we're up for the
push for the fight. Lee has praised Parker for removing the brakes in his fighting style, suggesting the former WBO heavyweight champion is now freer and better equipped to deal with the elite pace Usyk brings. But that kind of talk sounds more like survival rhetoric than real confidence. Usyk doesn't wait for breaks in your game plan. He creates them. He reads opponents like open books and attacks with timing so precise it's almost...
Just spoke to your man Joe Parker and he said, "I will beat Oleksandr Usyk." What gives you the confidence that will happen as well, Andy?
Joe is the last challenge left. He can offer something that nobody else can. Craft, cleverness, doesn't take breaks, can fight the pace. It's a great challenge.
And surgical. You can erase breaks all you want, but against Usyk, the punishment is going to come from angles you won't even see. Lee has doubled down on his belief that Parker is now built for the elite pace. But let's get real, pace alone doesn't save you against Oleksandr Usyk. This man doesn't just fight. He dissects, he feints, probes, shifts angles, and then strikes like a ghost. You don't...
If Dubois or Usyk win, Parker's getting his shot.
He is the mandatory, and we'll see what happens then. Let's just get it all out of the way. But they're all in good positions. All our guys, we work very hard, and all of them they're either mandatories or interim champions, all ready to go to fight the win.
To survive Usyk with tempo or conditioning, you need genius, adaptability, and world-class ring IQ. And as solid as Parker is, he's not that guy. Behind the scenes, it's clear Frank Warren is playing his usual game of chess, lining Parker up for a title shot regardless of who wins in the division's other major bouts. But let's call this what it is, a fast-track ticket Parker hasn't truly earned. Usyk is levels above most of the heavyweight division, carrying belts and brilliance in equal measure. Parker at this point is cashing in on timing, not talent. This isn't about merit, it's matchmaking politics at its finest. Even legendary figures like Roy Jones Jr. have come out in support of Parker's call-out. But if we're being honest, it feels more like a polite nod than a serious endorsement. Sure, Parker's got quick hands and solid fundamentals, but so did Anthony Joshua. So did Murat Gassiev. Usyk neutralized both without breaking a sweat. Roy Jones Jr. has said Parker is more comfortable than ever, but comfort doesn't beat chaos. And Usyk is chaos in motion.
The best guy right now is Joseph Parker. Why? Because he's not a big heavyweight. He's quick, He throws combinations. He has a great trainer with him now, in Andy Lee, and he's more comfortable than I've ever seen him in his whole career. And so I think that is actually a very good fight for both fighters. And
pulls opponents into rhythms, then shatters those rhythms in an instant. He'll let you throw combinations just to time the gaps and land counters you never see coming. This fight isn't simply speed versus speed, it's IQ versus instinct, and Usyk's ring intelligence is unmatched in modern heavyweight boxing. What Roy calls a good fight feels more like a glorified sparring session for Usyk, unless Parker shows something the world has never seen from him before. And let's face it, we've seen Parker. He's solid, no doubt, but stepping up against the unified heavyweight champion is a leap beyond confidence. It borders on delusion. Even seasoned pundits like Ade Oladipo are questioning whether Parker's call-out is serious or just noise designed to keep his name relevant. Oladipo's reaction says it all. He admits this challenge may fall on deaf ears. Parker calling out Usyk may sound brave, but it's been done before. He once called out Joshua, and now it's Usyk. There's a pattern here. Call out the biggest names and hope the hype follows. But Usyk doesn't play those games. He's not baited by talk. He dismantles resumes, not rumors. Yes, Oladipo has said he'd like to see Parker fight Usyk, but that's more about the...
These call-outs are so unique. I feel like it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Unfortunately, it will.
I appreciate the call-out.
I appreciate that. I remember he did it with Dylan White and Anthony Joshua last year. And every one of them, they just get better and better. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I will say this now, right? I would rather see Parker versus Usyk than Dubois versus Usyk. I'll say it now.
Really?
I don't think we'll get Parker with Usyk. But
lack of fresh matchups in the heavyweight division than belief in Parker's chances. Fresh doesn't always mean competitive. Usyk is coming off masterclass after masterclass, while Parker's last truly notable win was a decent showing against Zhilei Zhang. There are levels to this sport, and Usyk is operating on a different one entirely. Callouts don't earn title shots, performances do, and against someone like Oleksandr Usyk, you need more than polite ambition. You need greatness. But what does the champion himself think? Usyk, as always, has handled the situation with honesty and humility. He's not chasing headlines or shouting names. After 3.5 grueling months of preparation, another brutal camp, and a dominant victory, he's earned the right to rest and recover. He's not the kind of fighter who flexes belts or calls out rivals because he doesn't need to. That's what separates him from guys like Parker. While Joseph Parker is out here campaigning for a shot, Usyk is recharging, spending time with family, and reflecting on everything he's already accomplished. And let's not forget, his journey has been relentless, from unifying cruiserweight by beating killers.
Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker, they want what you've got.
Now I wanna rest. I cannot say who my next opponent today, because I prepare 3.5 months. I not see my family.
Like Murat Gassiev and Maris Briedis, to dethroning Anthony Joshua twice, to outclassing Daniel Dubois. He's fought the best, consistently. Tony Bellew, who knows better than most what it's like to share the ring with Usyk, has also weighed in. Bellew's backing Parker for a shot might sound like validation, but it could also be personal. Bellew was stopped by Usyk in devastating fashion. He was ahead early in their clash until Usyk flipped the switch and ended his career with one punch. If Bellew is suggesting Parker could be next, maybe it's about passing the torch or the trauma. But here's the reality. Usyk isn't slowing down. He's only getting sharper, heavier, and more calculated. Bellew knows the speed, the timing, the mental warfare Usyk brings. If he thinks Parker can handle it, what's the evidence? Usyk breaks fighters mentally long before the power lands. He dismantles opponents piece by piece, forcing them into survival mode. Parker may...
Well, those Joseph Parker. Yeah. The whole heavyweight division owes Joseph Parker, so I'll just say that straight away now.
He gets his arm raised and he sails off into the sunset.
I think if this guy wins, he's literally done it all. He'll be...
Would you want Joseph Parker's name on your ledger, though?
I mean, maybe,
the last one,
possibly, maybe Parker's the only one, but
yeah.
I knowing him, he probably will. But if I was him, what he's done at cruiserweight, what he's done at heavyweight, he's cleaned out all the top guys, minus Joe Parker, because he hasn't had the opportunity yet. Now, I love Big Joe, but you would have to favour Usyk in a fight against Joe. If I'm Usyk, I don't even like this game. I hated this game. I'd have got out. I've done it. I've completed it. I've done it.
Yeah, do you know what? I might be making a U-turn now. I might be saying Parker, then retire.
Yeah.
Parker, then retire. Then you
have tools, but Usyk dismantles toolkits. The moment you think you're in the fight, Usyk changes the tempo, distance, and rhythm all at once. Bellew wanting the fight doesn't mean the world needs it, and it's starting to feel like the entire boxing community is pushing Parker into a ring he isn't ready to stand in. Bellew has even admitted that no one in the current heavyweight division looks likely to beat Usyk. That's not flattery, it's fact. This man custom builds strategies for each opponent. Against Dubois, he adjusted his footwork to match and counter a slower, more powerful style. Against Joshua, he danced around raw power. Usyk adapts in real time, round by round. Parker is talking about having a game plan, but Usyk is the plan. He's always 2 moves ahead. Bellew, who felt that level firsthand, knows it's a different universe. And the scary part? Usyk doesn't even fight at full intensity until he needs to. He coasts through rounds, studies you, then strikes with cold precision. Johnny Nelson has also broken down how Usyk dismantled Dubois, and the picture he paints is brutal. Usyk didn't just beat Dubois, he stripped him down layer by layer. First the jab disappeared, then the movement became useless.
Who's going to beat him? I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed the actual feet down because Daniel Dubois.
And finally, the confidence was crushed. That's the terrifying reality of facing Usyk. He doesn't overwhelm you with brute force. He mentally breaks you until you start questioning your entire identity as a fighter. Dubois is a big, powerful heavyweight, yet he was sitting on his stool by round 5 wondering how everything was unraveling so quickly. That's what makes Parker's call-out feel almost laughable. Parker's never faced a fighter who can disarm you without even raising his pace. Usyk is the type of fighter who makes you miss by inches and land by miles. By the time you think you're figuring him out, you're already falling behind. Nelson has also praised Usyk's class, the respect he shows to fans even in the heat of the fight. That's what a champion looks like. Parker may be the mandatory challenger on paper, but inside the ropes, he's up against a man who unravels legacies. Joe Gallagher put it best. Usyk has done it all. He's unified cruiserweight, conquered heavyweights, dethroned Joshua twice, and exposed Dubois. He's not a fighter trying to become a legend. He's a legend already written. Now the next generation is chasing him, but hunger doesn't equal readiness. Parker may be among those young guns, but he doesn't carry the firepower or the genius to match Usyk's mind and mechanics. We're watching a once-in-a-generation talent.
What he did to Daniel, it took away everything, all his attributes. He took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence to the point where Danny was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, you know, we're only in round 5 here and I'm getting chopped up. And this guy...
The way Usyk reads a fight, sets traps, and glides through rounds, it's art, not just combat. Gallagher's words should be taken as a warning. Usyk's legacy is secure, and anyone who chases him now does so knowing exactly what awaits. If Oleksandr Usyk versus Joseph Parker does happen, the stakes couldn't be higher for the champion. It would be another chapter in an already historic legacy, another chance to prove he's levels above today's heavyweight pack. He's conquered divisions, humbled giants, and turned elite fighters into amateurs. A win over Parker would be just another calculated execution from a man who's mastered every dimension of the sport: footwork, timing, pressure, and mental warfare. But if Parker somehow pulls off the unthinkable, it would send shockwaves across the entire sport. It would be the biggest upset since Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson. The truth, however, is that Parker hasn't shown us anything to suggest he's capable of that level of miracle. He's solid, respectable, and skilled, but he's not special, not like Usyk. And that's what this fight would ultimately be about: genius versus grit, legacy versus...
Usyk, I don't think there's nothing more for him to prove. What is he's in a situation like all good fighters when they start to come to the end of the career. You've got the next gen coming through, you've got your upperties that want to move up and fight him, you've got the young guns, I see.
Versus longing. Usyk isn't just fighting opponents anymore, he's fighting time, history, and greatness itself. Parker, on the other hand, is still trying to prove he belongs in the same sentence. If this fight goes down, fans around the world will tune in hoping to witness the impossible. But deep down, most already know the likely outcome. Usyk doesn't lose. He evolves. He dismantles. He reigns. The only real question left is this: how long can Parker survive once the first bell rings? Are you backing Oleksandr Usyk to deliver yet another masterclass? Or do you genuinely believe Joseph Parker can pull off the miracle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.